Hi, today I'm going live with Tay from KTK Alchemy, and she is someone who has really helped me, um, to heal. So I'm just going to pull her back in now. She's just online, and she's coming in. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. I was just saying how you've helped me on my healing journey, and just wanted to really introduce you. So if you can tell us what you do, what's your business, and then
Okay, so my name's Tay. I am, can you hear me?
mhm.
I am founder of K2K Alchemy. Essentially, it is I always get confused how to describe it because, like, finding the right words that resonate with people is quite difficult. It's an energy healing service, essentially. So I do Reiki, I do Sekhem, I do Theta healing. I'm a meditation coach. I've trained in South Africa as a Sangoma, so I know um, some mystical elements to healing. But all put together, essentially, it's alchemy. I like to describe it as that caterpillar to butterfly moment where you have to go through that cocoon of darkness and then you come out this beautiful butterfly. You've learned to like spread your wings and fly, essentially.
Yeah, the growth journey. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you've been helping me because when we first started our journey, our alchemy journey together, I was in a dark place. I'm one of those functioning depressants. So you have people who are alcoholics, who are drug addicts, who go to work, who smile for the camera, who do all that thing, and no one knows what's going on underneath. And that's kind of me with my depression. So I think not long before we actually met, I was in like a really dark suicidal place. So the things you've done for me, I mean, I think the first thing we did was a crystal reading, which was
Yeah.
quite cool on things that I should be doing during the lockdown, like the nature stuff, which I was doing anyway. I mean, you really kind of saw into me. And then I approached you about healing because I found myself going back into that dark place, and I thought a particular thing was wrong. And we had like the longest session that was amazing. I mean, the physical, we had it on Zoom, right? But the physical things that happened is just crazy that they can transcend through the camera, through miles away. I mean, you're in London, I'm in Manchester. I mean, you did things with me where like my feet got hot just by telling me something, and I felt like surges go through my body where my throat literally closed up and felt painful because my chakras were blocked, and you managed to help me get all that out and understand what was actually the cause of the pain, which was not what I thought it was, and then gave me tools to deal with that. So that's I just want to say again, thank you so much because you really, really helped me. And I did the numerology as well, numerology. So you read my numbers, and that was just so strange. You knew things about me that I hadn't even told you. Like, just that was just crazy. What can come out of your number chart? So I liked that session. That was really good. That was cool. What else did we do? You've got crystals from you, like the specific things that I wanted, products from you. So got my recipe that you made me, which my incense
Mhm.
recipe, and my lovely elixir. And forgive the it's in the soap thing because I'm actually using it at the moment. My soap.
I'm glad that you're using it.
Yeah. And what I'm still waiting for the candles, because that's when I first looked at your page. I was looking for the candles, so I know they're coming soon, which is cool. But yeah, the holistic side of things. So obviously, I was in this place and I was looking for a clinical psychologist, and I found someone that I thought might be a match, and they just weren't available. And I've always been interested in like holistic things, but didn't know anyone that I could really approach or trust. So My experience with you has just been fantastic. I'd just recommend it to anyone because you really got to the heart of what's going on with me. And like you say, that whole cocoon to butterfly thing, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, be on a journey, trying to get my wings, and they're on order. I'm getting there. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to obviously doing more sessions because one healing is just the start. But that's going to be amazing. So
I would say like one of the things that I found is because like I've had therapy myself, and I think that there is a place in healing for all different kinds of modalities. I think that sometimes talking therapies, they really do help someone to understand what they're going through and explore ideas and actually get rid of a lot of their shit. The perspective that I come from an energy healing perspective, is that thoughts, feelings, and emotions are energy, and they reside in your body, essentially. So sometimes you can go through other modalities, but there's still residual energy residing in your body that you need to clear out and get rid of. So I wouldn't say, in fact, I'm duty bound by insurance to say that I wouldn't replace that kind of therapy, like conventional medicalized treatment, but at the same time they can work in tandem. So you can process your thoughts, you can clear a lot of stuff out, but it's what's residing in your body and it's what is hidden. Because, you know, a lot of people, they are denying their spiritual nature. And so there's things that when you get in tune with that, you can really do like a deep clean and get rid of those things that may be lurking. Sometimes things manifest in your body. You may have aches and pains, like recurring illnesses, and that's just a transference of your energy and emotion, like going through your body. I'm hearing that there's feedback on my sound. Let me
it's
just,
not that it's not noticeable. It's okay.
I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. Is that better? If we can get some feedback from the audience instead of feedback from my camera.
I can hear you clearly. Can everyone hear her clearly? I think no response is good response. The other thing that you did obviously as well was the meditation. I forgot to mention, like your meditations, your voice. I mean, it's just amazing, and the way that you deliver your meditations and you write them yourself, they are they're something else as well. Another way to heal, because obviously meditation is great for the soul, and we all know that. And not everyone is into guided, but sometimes it's something specifically written for a purpose, like a certain type of healing. It can be so it can just be releasing. So sometimes it's made me want to cry. Sometimes I wake up feeling, sort of come out of it feeling uplifted. But if I'm crying, it's because you've hit a nerve somewhere, something that I didn't know was there that needed to be healed. So yeah, those sessions have been fantastic as well.
I think the thing about meditation is that it's wrongly portrayed as this thing to just make you relax, and that's what you're meant to do in meditation. And no, like in meditation you focus. And so like through the power of meditation, if you are honed in on something in particular, you can like clear out certain thoughts, feelings, you can create a reality, because your brain doesn't actually know the difference between what is real and what's not. So through the power of visualization, you can create this reality to exist in, and your mind, body, and soul act accordingly. That's to me the beautiful thing about meditation. My journey with meditation has been kind of like life changing, which is why for me meditation kind of needs to underscore any meditation, any healing practice that you embark on. It's that moment of oneness with self, stillness, and like I said, focus, really honing in on what is happening with you, what you need to change, what you're trying to achieve. And meditation is just perfect for that. I love leading meditation sessions.
Yep, you do. Very good. So how long have you been doing this?
Do you know, like over the years, it's been like a long journey that I've been doing this. I'd say perhaps in the last 2 years, I've formalized it because a lot of the stuff that I've been doing is intuitive through my own healing journey. And then it's recognizing how the things that I've done for me can be transferred to other people and help them as well. So I'd say in the past 2 years, I've formalized it. I've been going through trainings and stuff like that. For insurance purposes, I want to be a safe practitioner. I want to make sure that this type of healing can stand shoulder to shoulder with traditional, because it's not traditional,
Yeah.
conventional, I'd say, mainstream healing methods. And for that reason, it's important for me to be insured. It's important for me to be accredited. It's important for me to be able to develop a space where people can come to me and be healed and know that I am being held to a standard. So therefore their training, the healing that they're receiving is held to a standard. So I guess, yeah, for the last 2 years, I've been steadily working on making sure that I have the correct credentials, I have the correct insurance, the correct backing, so that people that come to me know that they're in good hands. It's particularly, if I'm going to be super honest, it's particularly important as a Black therapist, because I believe that Black therapists matter. And we need more Black therapists in all modalities, whether that be counseling, psychotherapy, right the way through to Reiki, meditation, and the kind of stuff that I do. Like, we need reflections of all people in all modalities. And I think that by legitimizing in some ways the work that I do, it does help raise its profile, so to speak, and then so people accept it alongside the other treatments that they may be looking for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you touched on the importance of it as a Black woman, because as we know, there's this whole persona of strong Black women and how we can kind of handle anything and get through anything and brush it off and just crack on and do how many jobs and things like that. But it's not fair. I mean, we're hurting inside, and a lot of us have traumas. Either that's traumas from the home or traumas from the childhood, or just the trauma of having to be that strong person in the world and having to have those microaggressions daily and all the things that happen that break us down, bit by bit break us down. So having someone who understands what we're going through and doesn't trivialize the microaggressions and the racism or whatever it may be, or understands the dynamic of a Black family, that's so important. And that's not marginalizing what white therapists do. Like you say, there's a place for everyone in every market, but it's really important to identify with the person or know that they identify with you and your problems and can kind of see where you're coming from. Because any therapist that you choose, when you're choosing a therapist, that's what you look for. You look for someone who has experience in that area, and only another Black woman can have experience in a Black woman's issues, you know, unless it's something specific like an addiction or something like that. But yeah, just that the trauma that comes along with being a Black woman, it's so important to have that there. So yeah, it's really important to have your profile out there, as people know that there's you and people like you, and that, like you say, it's legitimized. So it's up there with your other types of therapies. You know, it's for real. There's qualifications behind it. There's science behind it. Yeah. So
I was
what's
going to
next
say
for you?
on that point, because one of the things that I realized is that when this whole thing happened with George Floyd, I was having clients that were having symptoms that kind of mirrored what was happening to him. Like there was like a lot of throat chakra issues that were coming up, and they were really resonating with George Floyd. And it was like, yeah, because he was like the physical manifestation of how many Black people feel. Silence, someone stepping on your throat, someone like making it impossible for you to speak, to the point where you literally die a death of not existing, not mattering. And it's those kind of nuances that I don't necessarily think that a white therapist would pick up on. It's about having your finger on the pulse culturally, racially, gender-based. And to put it in perspective, I have had lots of great healings from white practitioners, like amazing, amazing healings. But my deeper soul level healings have come from being able to speak to someone else Black. There's a kind of shorthand that goes where you don't have to explain every little thing. If someone, you know, sometimes as Black people or people of color, because I know it happens in Asian cultures, Spanish cultures and stuff like that, we can be like very expressive, use our hands, blah, blah, blah. And that can get misconstrued as being angry or agitated.
Or
But
aggressive?
really that is just passion and expressing. I know that in a lot of Black cultures, even Asian cultures and people that practice other types of spirituality, making a statement as simple as, I heard a voice tell me, I was spoken to from above. Like
I had a dream about fish.
my ancestors, my grandmother, I saw my grandmother and she said, or this or that. I'm not too sure that in some circles that wouldn't be seen as some sort of psychosis. But I understand that's the way how I was raised, that you have this portal that you communicate with. I understand that connection to the other side. I understand that connection to ancestors, and I understand how important it is to break through that veil and not always just, you know, think about the things in this realm and what you can see, like the tangible things. And I think sometimes that gets missed with people that haven't always had the same cultural and social,
Conversations.
yeah,
Yeah.
upbringing.
Yeah. We've all had the mystical elders, and even ourselves have had, like, you know, experiences, but we're not going to go there right now. Don't scare anyone off. So what's next for you?
I am in the process of rolling out like a new line of products. I do have some products at the moment, like, so you mentioned that you have the soap. So at the moment, I have some products that are based on connecting to source, God, the universe, however you like to call it, but it's building that connection to higher. So they have a blend of herbs and resins and stuff that help open you up in that way. Another line that is about clearing like emotional, spiritual and physical pollutants, getting them off of you. They work on the same premise, and the same with attracting and radiating love. And so like I'm going to be rolling out some more products in the coming weeks, so please stay tuned. They will be handmade candles, they will be incense packs, they will be, I'm actually working on something that, you know, they've been talking about a second spike of corona. So this will be like a incense that All of the herbs inside of it are known for their antibacterial, antiviral
Okay.
properties, and they are also like cleansing for the spirit and the soul. So that is coming soon. Just different packs of a collection of crystals, incense base. They all come with free meditations, information about how you use this product to maximum effect. I know everyone loves the manifesting their dream life, so there will be products rolled out to do with that. um, I'm also in the process of studying hypnotherapy
Can't wait for that
because
one.
I've realized that being able to get people to that deeper state helps clear out a lot more shit, for want of a better phrase. And just being able to like help people get to that space, get to their, because I already know how to do the soul stuff. Some people are very cerebral still, and they're still in their heads. So if I can clear the soul but also help people clear what's kicking about in their subconscious, I think that is just going to be like that is just going to be like the stuff that really accelerates the healing process that people are going through. And again, it's another recognized science. Like you say, some people, they come to me and they have this, there's three types of people that come to me. In fact, they're like the people like you that are completely open-minded, they need help, and they're open to the ways that they can get help. There's people that come to me that think that I am just going to go abracadabra, like hocus pocus, and like everything's going to be gone, but they don't have to actually do the internal work. And then there's the other type of people that they are still very anchored to their religion, still very anchored to science and medicine. And so they need something that ticks those boxes for them. So I'm hoping that being able to amalgamate all of the things that I do will help accelerate people's healing journeys. Because to me, that's the most important thing, that I think I've failed if someone comes to me and they haven't been able to at least see the light at the end of the tunnel. If they cannot see themselves progressing on a healing journey, or if they think that I am the one that is doing this for them, if they think that this power comes from me, I don't want to disempower anyone that books a session with me or buys any of my products. This is to empower you. Like, this is a tool to help you along your way. And so sometimes I shy away from people that come to me that think that I am the magic. Like, no, you haven't
I
quite
think you're doing
understood.
yourself a disservice there.
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. The powers from within, and it's like having a coach, isn't it? It's like I
yeah.
coach people. You help them bring out the best in themselves. The answers were always in there. You just help to coax it out. But you do have a skill and you do have a talent, and there is something special about you. It's not just anyone who can do what you do. You can't. Not everyone can just go and do a course and do what you do. There's something within your soul and within the person that you are that connects with people. So don't do yourself a disservice there. You do have some power, but I hear what you're saying. But you do make the difference. So I just want to just put that out there.
I think in the longer term though, like I have a friend that's a therapist. She is a counselor. And the longer term goal that we both have in mind is like having a mind, body, soul treatment center. So people can come here and get all of their needs catered for. We probably need to find someone that can help with diet, fitness, nutrition, that kind of stuff. But it is just about people seeing themselves holistically and not in the silos that they encourage us to see ourselves in. You are an entire being. And so the next step, which we will be trying to work towards next year, is to get to a space where we can combine all of these modalities and allow people to experience themselves as a soulful being, as a cerebral being, as a body that needs, like, as this shell that we're in that needs care and nurturing. So that's the next step. So like, stay tuned for like retreats and stuff like that.
I like the sound of that because, like, as you know, I'm going through my fast at the moment where I'm trying to cleanse my body that way while I work on my spiritual journey with you. And yeah, the idea of doing something like that in a retreat while being taken care of spiritually and being encouraged, that would be amazing. So yeah, something to look forward to.
Indeed. And one other thing that I just wanted to mention, because you did talk about the Zoom thing, treatment via Zoom. With energy like knows no time, no space. Like, these are just constructs that we've come up with so that we can exist, and we have like a timeline to go through with. But outside of that, that doesn't really exist. So launching my business really kicked off during quarantine, and it was like crazy having to explain to people, like, no, this is gonna work, trust me. You don't have to, like, face to face doesn't matter, you don't need to be in my presence to like get the healing. So I just wanted to just point that out as well, that we're dealing with something higher than like this form. And so, like, location, time, space doesn't matter. It doesn't diminish it in any kind of way. I mean, if you want to be around me and smell my perfume, that's fine. But it will work just as well, not being face to face. So don't let that put you off of having sessions, particularly. I know lockdown is easing and stuff like that, but if you are in a place where you feel like you can't access people that are doing remote sessions, they are still just as effective.
Right, because you have clients in the States, right? So you're helping people across the ocean, not just me up the top of the M6, but you know, and it works. It's, yeah, seen the journeys and the progress and the healing. So this energy does transcend the camera, the laptop, whatever you want to. It does.
And I say that with all confidence, because from my own experience, I remember I was meant to have like a Reiki session with someone, and she said to me, I can't make it, so like, let's do this remotely. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I hope she's going to give me a discount, because how can she do this? Like, and I'm not even there, she's not there, and she thinks this is going to work. But I felt it. I felt it. We connected in a way that the things that I saw, she could show me her setup, blah, 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 blah. And so, like, for me, that experience, for me personally, has given me even more confidence in pushing remote sessions, because I know how effective they are. I know that they actually work.
That's funny you said that, actually, because when you saying let's do the crystal reading thing, I was thinking, well, okay, how how's that going to work? Thinking exactly the same thing, but okay, I'll roll with this. I'm open-minded. And well, obviously, like I said before, when we did the healing, that was just so unbelievably powerful. You know, the I don't know if it might even have been more powerful, because sometimes if someone's actually in your physical presence, you may hold back in some ways. If you're in the comfort of your own home and you have a safe distance from the person who's seeing deep into your soul, that for some people that may actually even work better. Like, you can almost let go a bit more. So I don't know, for some people I think it might even be a better thing than having to meet a new person, maybe for follow-up sessions, but for the first time, having it online is actually almost a safety net, but knowing that it still works is great.
I
I would
agree,
recommend
because
it.
I think sometimes like in person people then like bound themselves to, I'm supposed to be feeling this, I'm supposed to be seeing this, I'm supposed to be thinking this, whereas like remotely I don't think that people have those kind of preconceptions, so they are always shocked when that happens for them. And to be honest, even me as a practitioner, I still get amazed at the way that I am able to tune into people, the way that people open themselves up. It's always beautiful to me when people are committed to their healing, and they are ready and accepting, and they open themselves up to me and allow me to see them, feel them, and take the healing. Like sometimes I do readings, like there's various readings that I do. So you mentioned like the numerology, the soul plan reading, and these are so incredibly accurate. Like they are,
Scary.
yeah, like the first time when I had it done on me, I was kind of like, what kind of witchcraft is this? And so that's why I like to use it with my clients, because I know that this is going to tell the truth. This is going to tell the truth of things that people don't always want to tell me. And I always get that kind of, when I bring up things that can be someone's deepest, darkest secret, I always see that moment when that person is kind of like, oh, thank God you said it, so I didn't have to.
Yeah, we don't have any secrets anymore.
But it's to me as well, I guess some people may find that quite scary and might be worried about how intrusive it is. But like I said, if you're serious about your healing journey, being able to be completely transparent with the person that is like
Here to help.
here to help. And if you don't have the voice, because sometimes people can't vocalize, it's stuck in their heart, it's stuck in their throat, it's stuck in some part of their body, and just someone seeing you and telling you that they see you is freeing. That in itself for many people is a healing.
Yeah.
Just the acknowledgement that they cannot vocalize.
Yeah. There's still
Yeah, that
stuff
was an epic
there. There's still
moment.
stuff there. Yeah. But I know what to do with that. So, do you have any advice for anyone watching or that might watching later about if they're just starting on their healing journey, if maybe they're not ready to open themselves to someone else, but things that they could do for themselves or
The single most important piece of advice that I could give anyone on a healing journey is honesty. Be honest with yourself. And sometimes it's not always appropriate to share that with other people. Like I always recommend like my clients journal, because there's some things that you may not want to share with me, and that's fine, but you need to be able to share it with yourself. If you cannot express these things to yourself, a lot of times people think that they know, so they never explore further or dig any deeper and stuff like that. But it is that honesty. Hold yourself to account as well. I know, like in the healing profession, there is a lot of be kind to yourself, blah 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 blah. But the reason why that doesn't resonate with some people is because they've got some real shit going on. And sometimes they know that shit is because of them. They know the part that they've had to play in what has happened to them. So hold yourself to account. That doesn't mean that you need to continuously beat yourself over the head with this thing, but it's about acknowledging the part that you have to play in what's happened. And sometimes just in doing that, you're no longer the victim. You've empowered yourself, you've seen yourself, and through that, you can make the necessary adjustments that you need to make.
That's the key, isn't it? If you acknowledge that you have played a part, then you acknowledge that if you make certain changes in the way you either deal with things or approach things, or just the way you look at things going forward, you can change the course of repeating itself. You can change what happens next. You can evolve. Just do that small acknowledgement, because I think we all make choices that put us in certain positions, and obviously there's traumas that happen that are not in any way, shape, your fault, but how you react to things is your responsibility. And choosing to react in different ways and to look at things from different ways and have a paradigm shift, it can change that little shift can change your days going forward, even in the smallest positive way. So yeah, that's.
And I think probably the last single most important thing is that when you're going through issues, problems, people just want to tell you to love yourself. You don't love yourself. That's why this is happening to you. If you loved yourself, you would be better. From my experience and like working with my clients, working with myself, speaking to other people, most people do actually love themselves. They do. They're making poor choices. They're probably not motivated enough to do the stuff that they do. Their confidence has been eroded. So it's hard for them to take the steps that they need to take. But these people are still showing up for life. They're still meeting their obligations. Even the thought process of I need help. What can I do to get this help? That is an act of self-love.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up. And like I was saying before about this whole healing journey kind of thing, people think that that means that you are just smiling all the time, everything is rosy, but it's not that. And if you have bad days, that doesn't mean you don't love yourself. If you fall off of a routine or ritual that you've prescribed for yourself, that doesn't mean that you've loved yourself. That just means that there is more work that needs to be done to ensure your commitment. But even the very fact about feeling bad about what you know you're supposed to do for yourself that you haven't done shows that you love yourself, because you
You
want
care.
better for
Yeah.
yourself. You're holding yourself to a standard, and often it's more disappointment in you're not being able to enact that standard that gets people down, but it's not a lack of self-love.
That is deep, because obviously when you are in that low place, and one of the feelings, a lot of feelings that you have, I don't know that I have, is the feeling of being unwanted and unloved, and just that whole just feeling really sorry for yourself. So yeah, so you do think that you're not worthy of love, so you don't appreciate that you actually must love yourself to still fight to breathe, still fight to be here, to not actually give up. And like you say, if you seek help, it's because you believe that this person, this you, needs help, deserves a chance, deserves to be better, to have a better life or better outcome or whatever. So yeah, that is the act itself, of caring how you feel, or of feeling bad because you have those tears, is actually self-love, which I never looked at that till we had the conversation last week about that. I've always struggled with the idea of self-love. I know I post about self-care, and I do the routines, and I have good days. But yeah, there's days when you just struggle with it. But that's changed my perspective on things after we had that conversation the other day. So thank you for that as well.
You're welcome. And I think it's one of the things that, like, I am in this profession, but I also have my healers as well. I have people that I go to for my treatments, for my therapies and stuff like that. And another thing that I would say is that whatever modality you choose to go through, whether that be counseling, right through to stuff that I would do, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean you should give up. Sometimes it's just a mismatch of practitioner, mismatch of modality. So just stay committed and stay focused and keep trying and trying and trying and trying, because there's always going to be someone that resonates with you, a therapy that resonates with you. And so just don't allow yourself to stumble at the first hurdle. Sometimes it can be so intimidating, and you may need to take a break, because when you're in that dark place as well, it's like it can be exhausting just showing up. But you showed up, so that's half the battle done. But just because you showed up and you knocked on this door, the person that answered is not the one for you, that's fine. There's so many other doors down the street, and you need to keep knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking. It's a commitment to self, essentially. Like when people want muscles, they make that commitment to themselves. They don't just go to the gym like and just do that and think, okay, now I should have muscles. It's a continuous thing. It's like, what can you do consistently for the duration?
Yeah.
And it's about finding that right balance for you. But it is definitely a commitment. Like when people contact me and they want to book one session with me, inside I kind of feel like, oh, I hope you don't think that if you're presenting to me with as much issues as you're saying that you have, do you think like 1 hour is going to solve something that took you however many years you've been on earth to accumulate? No. So it's just about also understanding that healing is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And this marathon continues. The finish line is death, to be honest. Like, you never finish growth. You never finish leveling up. You never finish healing. This is something that you should have as part of your life as much as you have brushing your teeth and showering. It is that level of self-care. It is that level of commitment.
I hear that. That's great. Well, I'm looking forward to all the things that are coming next. I'm looking forward to our meditations and our sessions, and yeah, and if anyone out there is going through anything, whether it's as dark as what I was going through, or whether you're interested in the numerology, because that is really cool. Seriously, like anyone out there, the numerology is so cool. She'll just tell you things about yourself that you've even forgotten. It's crazy. So I definitely recommend giving that a try, even if you don't feel like you're in need of healing, and it might even reveal something. You never know. And the products smell beautiful. So they are great. Definitely find one. And they look great too. So they look good on the shelf. They look really posh.
Yeah, you can see them behind me.
Yeah,
at the moment.
high end, proper high end. So well done on that. And yeah, I'll still wait for those candles. So yeah, we've got Viv here saying she really is amazing. Another fan, another happy client. So yeah, thank you for everything that you've done for me, and everything that you're still going to do. And I know that the power's from within me. You're not, I'm not saying that you're doing it for me, but thank you for guiding me on my journey. Thank you for being that voice for me. So,
And you know what, like, to be honest as well, thank you. Like, thank you for, I know how we met and our journey is like not for this live and
No.
stuff like that. But I want to say to you, thank you for like opening yourself to me, opening your heart. I know that there was the benefit of healing and stuff like that, but that only came when you opened yourself to me and I could say, oh yeah, by the way, I do this, because I'm not like, I don't walk around like pushing myself and all of these things onto people. So I want to say to you, thank you for being open and sharing yourself with me to an extent that allowed me to even share myself and my journey with you. And anyone that's in this live, that we have that same relationship, thank you. Because to me, is life is like a series of experiences, and the people that we come across are mirrors. They allow us to see things in ourselves that we need to see about ourselves, um, and how they see us is a reflection of how we project. And if people resonate in a way that is beautiful, it's a reminder that you are beautiful. Do you know what I mean? And you are resonating and projecting in a way that is positive, conducive to like healthy relationships, deep relationships, and growth.
Yep, all that growing. Looking forward to it. Like you say, it's a journey and it's not going to end. It's a lifelong journey, and I'm here for it. I am so here for it. So thanks again. So I will save this live. Hopefully, lets me, and then we'll get it put up on this page and on your KTK page and wherever else it needs to be. So we should do this again.
We should, and maybe like people can contact if they have like specific things that they want to, like questions that they have that they want some guidance and information on. That would be fantastic. I can hear myself, like there is a lot of feedback, so hopefully that hasn't been too disturbing to anyone that's been listening. Hopefully you can still hear the message of the conversation that we've been having. Shameless plug, hit me up guys. My Insta is KTK Alchemy. My website is ktkalchemy.com. I'm Tay, spiritual alchemist, your friendly healer.
I'll put all the links below the video,
Okay.
definitely. And I'm always plugging you on the story anyway, so yeah, definitely. Definitely get in contact. It'll be worth your while. Right. We shall speak soon, I guess.
Bye guys.
Bye.